Hi folks, Dave Waring here again from fitsmallbusiness.com and today's lesson of the day. In our last lesson, we continued our series on how to start a successful business with a look at how to know if you need a patent or trademark for your business. In today's video, we're going to continue that series with a look at how to write a business plan. So let's get started. Do you need a business plan? Over the last several years, there's been a growing debate about whether or not a business plan is a waste of time. Those on the no business side of the argument, which is being led by UC Berkeley's Steve Blank, argue that the time spent writing a business plan is better spent out talking to customers about the product or service you plan on developing. As we talk about in our video on how to test a business idea, we agree that you need to go out and talk to people about your business to make sure there is demand before you build it. However, we still think a business plan is also a valuable part of the success equation when starting a new business. Let's look at the components of a successful business plan. If you're writing a business plan for yourself and staff, then we do not recommend doing anything super extensive. A better approach is to put together a short and to the point presentation using PowerPoint or Keynote. This is also the format that many venture capitalists like to be pitched with, so this format will often work well for that as well. If you're going to need a more extensive plan, this is still a good place to start, and we discuss how you can expand out on it later in this video. The format we are using is from the Writing a Business Plan page of Sequoia Capital, a well-known venture capital firm. Company purpose. Coming up with a simple explanation of what your company does is essential to selling your business to your future customers and others. This should be one sentence. Here's an example from Airbnb, a website where people can rent rooms out in their apartment or homes to travelers on a short-term basis. We connect people who have the space to spare with people who are looking for a place to stay. Problem. If you have watched our video on how to come up with a business idea, you know that the biggest mistake that new entrepreneurs make is starting a business that solves a problem no one has. In this section, list the problem that your company solves along with examples of how people are currently dealing with the issue. Here's another example from Airbnb. People have space they want to rent to others for short periods of time, but no good way to rent it. How do people deal with this issue before Airbnb? They would either not rent out the space at all, missing out on that potential revenue, or they would use fragmented sources like word of mouth or Craigslist. Keep in mind that it doesn't have to be a major world issue. If your city doesn't have a good Mexican restaurant, then that may be a problem as well. Solution. As we also outline in our video on how to come up with a business idea, the best businesses provide good solutions to problems that people have. With Airbnb, they provide an online platform which facilitates the connection between people with space to rent and people who want to rent it. They make the process smooth by handling the payments, providing insurance to the rentee, and providing reviews of users to both the rentee and the renter. Here you can also provide use cases if you are a service or screenshots if it's a product. Why now? Describe how the company got to where it is today. This is where you could include how you came up with the business idea and what you found when you tested your idea. What recent trends make your idea possible? For Airbnb, one such trend was likely people's increasing comfort with relying on online reviews and making purchases online. Who is your target customer? Describe your customer based on personality type, income level, age, gender, etc. How big is the market? For more on how to calculate the size of a market, read the 8 steps to determining a market size from Insight Central, which I've included in the resources link under this video. Competition. Who are your primary competitors and what are your competitive advantages? List out the primary features of your competitor's product or service and how your product or service is better or different. A table format such as this one generally works well for this. Product. What is your product or service and how do you plan on developing it? In the problems and solutions slides we talked about earlier, you are listing the benefits of your product or service to the end user. In this section, you are talking about specific features. Give the timing for each phase of the development process through launch. Business model. This section should answer the following questions. What's your revenue model? How do you plan on pricing your product and what will your profit margins be? For more on how to price your product or service, read the pricing guide from Elizabeth Wasserman at Inc.com, which I've included a link to in the resources link below this video. Distribution model. How do you plan on selling your product? Are you going to sell directly to customers, wholesale, or go through distributors? For an in-depth overview of sales and distribution strategies, see the guide from Shorey Consulting, which I've included a link to in the resources link below this video. For more on online sales and distribution models, see the guide from Yeoman Technologies, which I've also included. What's your marketing model? How do you plan on getting the word out about your product or service? Jessica from shoestringmarketing.com offers a great 60-page guide about how to market your product or service on a budget, which you can download in exchange for your email. I've included a link where you can get that in the resources link below this video as well. Team. Who is on your team? Why are they rock stars? And who is responsible for what? If you have outside advisors, include them here. Financials. This is where you try and predict what your monthly revenues and expenses will be and how those will grow over time. Focus on the next 12 months. Founders almost always underestimate how long it's going to take to reach profitability and how much money they are going to need to fund their business. While it's the job of a company founder to be optimistic, it's important for this part of the plan that you're realistic. For a great layman's overview of how to put together your business plan financials, see the 3-video series by the founder of Palo Alto Software and bplans.com, Tim Berry, which I've also included in the resources link below this video. After going through this process, you should have somewhere between 15 and 20 slides giving you a solid overview of your business and how it will be run. If you are planning to raise money from some sources, such as friends, family, and certain venture capitalists, this may be enough. If you plan on trying to get a loan from a bank, then what we outline here is a good start, but you are likely going to need to have a written plan to go along with it. For this, we recommend the business planning software by LivePlan, which you can find in the resources link below this video. If you prefer to go the free route, then I've also included some templates from the folks over at score.com in the resources link, as well as some other great resources for setting up your business plan. That's our video for today. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Also, be sure to see the next video in our series on how to start a successful business, which covers how to raise money for your business. For more great advice on how to start and run a successful business, be sure to visit us at fitsmallbusiness.com today. Thanks for watching.